Good morning. This is open source software and hardware DET 3107 elective 1 course outcomes. To have an introductory knowledge of concept of open and free software and hardware, introduction of the Arduino hardware, Raspberry Pi, Internet of the Things IoT. To get an in-depth knowledge of Arduino IDE, simple programs, interfacing of basic hardware modules with Arduino. To acquire knowledge of interfacing and programming of Arduino for ADC, DC motor, servo motor, Bluetooth, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, and PWM programming. To understand the details regarding LaTeX software with its installation, programming, processing, software facilities useful for various document preparation. To understand the details regarding Scilab software with its installation, programming, processing, console, editor, graphics window, software facilities useful for various technical calculations. To study ECAD as an electronic computer aided design, ECAD tool for designing circuit schematic, electric rule checking, netlist generation, mapping components, and designing PCB. So these are the course outcomes, and now we want to continue the previous theory. ADC is there in the Arduino analog to digital converter because Arduino cannot handle directly analog signals or analog voltages, analog currents, and we know analog and digital signals are different signals. Digital signals are the analog values at limited levels, isn't it? Digital signal is analog value at limited levels, that is 0 level and 5 volt level, 0 volt level, 5 volt level, and only two analog values, that is 0 volt level and 5 volt level, will indicate logic 0 and logic 1, and this is the digital value. But in case of analog value, within the range of 0 to 5, infinite possible values are there. This is the difference between analog and digital that we know. So in ADC device, as we know, analog to digital converter circuit converts analog signal to digital number. Okay. It codes the analog amplitude to digital value. Suppose we are having the amplitude 5 volt. For 5 volt it codes 255. Suppose we are having the value 0 volt. For 0 volt it codes 0 value. Suppose we are having 2.5 volts analog, then for 2.5 volt analog it codes 128. Suppose we are having value 1.25 voltage, 1/4 of 5, it is 25% of 5, 1.25, then it codes the value 64, that is 25% of the 255 value, it is 1/4 of 256, isn't it? 64, and so on. For 3.75, which is the 75% of 5 volt, 5 volt is maximum, and 3.75 is the 75% of 5 volt. So the value ADC codes is also 75% of 256. 256 levels are there, and 75% value number will be coded for 75% analog voltage of 5 volt. 5 voltचा 75% 3.75, आणि डिजिटल कोडिंग मध्ये 256 हा मॅक्झिमम आहे, तो 5 व्होल्ट साठी, त्याचा 75% हा 128 plus 64, 212, isn't it? So in this way, so is it 212, right? Just add it, 128 plus 64, okay, how much it is? 188 plus 4, 192, not 212, it is 192, isn't it? Okay, 128 plus 64, 128 and 132 plus 60, 192, okay. So 192 is 75% of 256. Likewise, so it is mapping analog amplitude into the digital representation number. Digital representation number, coded number. Okay. So this is the function of ADC. This is the working of ADC. This is the theory behind ADC, analog to digital converter. The Arduino is having 6 pins, which senses the analog voltage. But Arduino cannot handle the analog voltage. So whatever sensed voltages are there, analog voltage, they are initially at pin level only. At the at from pin, it is sensed and get converted immediately into digital numbers, and then digital numbers are handled by an Arduino circuit. So initially at pin there are ADC. So such 6 pins are there where internal ADCs are there into the Arduino, and those 6 pins are A0 to A5 as we know, and those pins can sense the analog values and convert the analog value immediately into digital with code of 10 bits. And that's why, as the code is of 10 bit, the number of levels are possible with 10 bits are 1024, isn't it? So with 2 bit, number of levels possible are 2 bit. For 1 bit, number of levels possible are 0 and 1, 2 levels, isn't it? For 1 bit. With 1 bit, number of levels possible are 0 and 1. We can either code 0 or 1. So for 0 volt we code 0, for 5 volt we can code 1. With 2 bits we can have 4 possible combinations. 2 bits 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. With 2 bits 4 possible combinations. So 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, these 4 combinations we can assign for suppose 0 volt. Okay. Then 1.25 volt, then 2.5 volt and 3.75 volt, or 5 volt, 3.75 volt, then 2.5 volt and 1.25 volt. Any way we can do. So 2 volts can divide analog range into 4 different values. 2 bits can divide total analog range into 4 different values. And if instead of 2 bit we use the 3 bits, then there will be 2 raised to 3 combinations. How many combinations will be there? 2 raised to 3. 8 combinations. 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. 4 combinations झाले. 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. These are the 4 more combinations. So total 8 combinations will be there. So total range we can divide, analog range, total analog range we can divide into 8 levels, and each level we can give the number from these 8 numbers. Correct? So in this way ADC go on increasing the resolution. So number of bits to represent the total range increases, we call it as a increase in the resolution, isn't it? So 1 bit is having minimum resolution, 2 bit is having more resolution, 3 bits are used, then it is having more resolution than 2 bits. If 4 bits are used, there are 16 levels. So resolution increases from 3 bits. 3 bit is having only 8 possible levels. So 4 bit will have 16 possible levels. So from 8 it is increased to 16. So resolution is increased. So from 4 bit, 5 bit resolution increases. For 6 bit further resolution increases. 7 bit again resolution increases. 8 bit to 56 levels resolution increases. Then 9 bit 512 possible levels resolution increases. Then 10 bit From 512 it goes to 1024 levels. So it is maximum resolution from 1 bit to 10 bit, isn't it? So here in after 10 bit, 11 bit, further resolution will increase. 12 bit again resolution increases. 13 bit again resolution increases. It goes on increasing. But in this ADC it is used 10 bits. So 10 bit will have 1024 different levels, and those are represented from 0 to 1023. So 0 to 1023 total levels will be 1024. 0 त्याच्यात ऍड केला तर किती होईल लेवल्स? 1024. 0 to 1023 levels are there, so it will have totally 1024 levels. So ADC in the Arduino Uno board contains 6 pins of ADC, total A0 to A4, A0 to A0 to A5, 6 total pins are there. A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. So 6 pins are there. So for these 6 pins, 6 ADC internal are there, and each ADC will have, or maybe multiplexed. So this 6 pins will have ADC facility, and this ADC is a 10-bit analog to digital converter. 10-bit analog to digital converter. So it is 10-bit ADC, and 10-bit will have 1024 possible levels. That means, and this means that it will map the input voltages between 0 to 5 volt. It can map the input voltages between 0 to 5 volt into the integer values between 0 and 1023. Correct? Is it correct? This means that it will map input voltage 0 to 5 volt. इनपुटला आपण 0 to 5 च्या रेंज मध्ये एनालॉग व्होल्टेज देतोय. A0 to A5 ला एनालॉग पिन्स आहेत त्या. सो वी कॅन रीड एनालॉग व्होल्टेज. पण कुठल्या रेंज मध्ये आपण रीड करू शकतो? 0 to 5 व्होल्टच्या रेंज मध्ये. आणि मग ते 0 to 5 आपण इनपुटला दिल्यानंतर किती व्होल्टेज द्या? 3.3 द्या, 3.7 द्या, 3.8 द्या, 3.9 द्या. किती व्होल्टेज आपण कनेक्ट केलं तर ते कन्वर्ट कशात होईल? डिजिटल नंबर मध्ये कन्वर्ट होईल. 4.75 द्या, 4.9 द्या, 4.98 द्या. ओके, 4.2, 4.22, 4.25. ओके, 1.1, 0.5 व्होल्टेज द्या, 0.7 व्होल्टेज द्या, 0.9 व्होल्टेज द्या, 0.9 किंवा 1.9 द्या, 1.8 द्या, 1.7 द्या, 1.6 द्या, 1.63 द्या, 1.69 द्या, 1.67 द्या. ओके, 1.61 द्या, 1.625 द्या. ओके, तर ते कुठलंही अॅनालॉग व्होल्टेज जे असेल ते अॅनालॉग व्होल्टेज गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू डिजिटल नंबर. आता आपण 1.65 दिला आणि 1.66 दिला तर दोन्ही व्होल्टेज काय होतील? एकाच नंबर मध्ये कन्वर्ट होतील, कारण ते कशावर डिपेंड आहे? रिझॉल्युशनवर डिपेंड आहे. दॅट range 0 to 5 analog range can be divided equally into 1024 levels, and if two values are falling within one level only, okay, then that one level is assigned to both the values if the difference is very small, and this is the limitation of resolution. Okay, so it is mapping input voltage between 0 to 5 volt into integer values between 0 to 1023. Correct? ADC 0 to 1023. So how the analog reading and writing will be there? Analog reading will be this. We have seen the instructions while checking the different instructions of the Arduino. Analog read, R capital, analog read, and in bracket the pin which we are reading. Suppose A0 we are reading, then analog read A0. And this is the comment used to read analog value. This is used to read analog value from the pin A0. आता पीपीटी असल्यामुळे हे व्हॅल्यूच्या नंतर फ्रॉम द पिन A0 नवीन पेजवर गेलंय, पण तसं प्रोग्राम मध्ये नाही चालेल. प्रोग्राम मध्ये हा एरर दाखवेल. आपल्याला एकतर याला पण कॉमेंट करायला लागेल किंवा हे त्याच कंटिन्यू त्याच लाईन मध्ये आपल्याला ठेवायला लागेल. सो एनालॉग रीड A0. ओके. So it is used to read the analog value from pin A0. Okay. Then analog write for writing W capital. पिन नंबर आणि नंबर द्यायला लागेल आपल्याला, कुठला तरी नंबर एनालॉग राईट करण्यासाठी. तो नंबर काय असेल, तो इक्विव्हॅलंट टू एनालॉग व्होल्टेज असेल. 0 to 5 व्होल्ट रेंज असते एनालॉगची. 0 to 5 व्होल्ट रेंज असते ही, बरोबर ना. It is the 0 to 5 volt range. So for that range it is encoded with 8 bits. So 8 bit will have how many levels? 256 levels. Okay. So 256 levels will be there. So 128 will be the exactly the middle level from 0 to 255. So it will represent the voltage exactly middle of the 0 to 5 volt analog, and that is 2.5 volt, isn't it? So if we in this example, if we consider analog write 2 comma 128, then it will write the pin number 2 with 128. But for analog writing, pin number 2 is not PWM, but this is the wrong instruction. Okay, so it should be 3 or 5 or 6, isn't it? 3 or 5 or 6 or 9 or 10 or 11 number pin, isn't it? And these pins are PWM pin. So 2 number will not work. This will give error. Okay. So 2 number will give error, and that's why analog write we can implement with 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. So we can write here 3, 128, 5, 128, 6, 128, 9, 128, 10, 128, 11, 128. Then analog write can write the value 128, and it will generate the PWM signal on it, the square wave with the duty cycle of 50% in case of 128, in case of 64 25%, in case of 192 75% duty cycle it will generate, isn't it? So in this way analog write will work. Analog read will read the signal from A0 to A5 and convert into 10 bits number, 0 to 2 1023. In analog write, pin number is given from 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11 PWM pins, and the value to be written is given, that is in the range of 0 to 255, and it will convert the PWM signal, which is equivalent to analog voltage 0 to 5 range. So this is the writing and reading of analog values. Now we can check the connection. We have seen the LED connectivity, two types of the LED connection. For one, in the digital case, in digital case also we have seen how to connect the LED. Same is there in the analog case also, how to connect the LED. Now once we know how analog instructions work, in case of digital instructions we have seen how to connect the LED and how to blink the LED. Okay, one example we have seen, blink the LED. That means either make the LED on, have a delay of some value, time, have a delay of some time, and then again make the LED off. So either 1 is sent or 0 is sent, high is sent or low is sent, high is written, low is written, and in between these delay is given. So this is digital write. In case of analog write, if you are using the LED, according to analog voltage, LED intensity will be analog variation, with the analog variation. LED intensity will vary with the analog value. Suppose we are sending very small value, LED will be very dim glowing, and we increase analog value, LED intensity increases. If you increase further analog value, LED intensity further increases. Again, if you increase the analog value, LED intensity again increases. And this goes on increasing up to 5 volt connected LED will be very bright and maximum intensity will be there. Of course, the LED connections we can check, and each time LED is connected with current limiting resistors, so that it will not burn the LED, because LED is also having the current limits. Okay. So in case of digital connection, we have seen the LED connection and the pull-up resistors, and two types of the LED connection in digital case we have seen, that is the port is connected anode side of the LED or port is connected cathode side of the LED. And accordingly, if you send one, either 1 or 0, for in case of first one case, anode is connected to pin. If 1 is sent on the pin, LED will glow. 0 is sent, LED will become off. It will not glow. In the case of the connection where cathode is connected to pin side, cathode is connected to pin side, and anode is connected to 5 volt side. Okay. In first case, anode is connected to pin and cathode is connected to ground. In second case, cathode is connected to pin and anode is connected to 5 volt side or 5 volt plus. Okay. In that case, 0 is sent, then LED will glow, and 1 is sent, 1 is written, then LED will not glow. So this we have seen in the digital case. So in analog case, also we can have the similar combination, but then what changes is, the according to analog voltage output, either intensity go on increasing or intensity go on reducing. So if you change the analog voltage from 0 to 5, intensity go on increasing. If the LED anode is connected to the pin and cathode is connected to ground, and if the LED cathode is connected to pin and anode is connected to VCC or 5 volt, in that case, if you go on increasing analog voltage, intensity go on decreasing. So opposite functioning of the intensity, LED intensity change can be achieved. So both the cases can be achieved. So this intensity increment or decrement we call as LED fading. Just like LED, making LED on and off, what we are calling LED blinking. Blinking example we have seen in the programming also. In programming also, blinking example we have seen, isn't it? Similarly, if the intensity go on increasing or go on decreasing, slowly you can change the intensity to maximum, and from maximum slowly again decreases to minimum. So this is called fading of the LED. Okay, fading. Fading means what? Intensity go on changing. Change in the intensity. Okay. So we can slowly increase the intensity, slowly decrease the intensity. This is called fading, fading of the LED. So we are having in our practical blinking of the LED also and fading of the LED also. And for fading of the LED, we can connect in both the ways. LED can be cathode, anode can be connected to pin, or cathode can be connected to pin. And accordingly, other pin will be connected either to ground or VCC, isn't it? So this is the basic behind the connection of the LED in case of analog way. So in case of analog connection, for this the exercise, Arduino analog output LED. For this exercise, since we need to see the light variations, okay, we need to see the light variations. Light variations means fading. Light variations means intensity change, change in the intensity, isn't it? Light variation of the LED. LED emits the light, and that emission of the light intensity is varied. So this is light variation. In this exercise we need to see the light variation. So we are going to use high intensity LED. High intensity LED is used, then it will be more effective. Otherwise also, if any other LED is used, simple normal LED, then also it can be seen, no problem. But if the high intensity LED is used, then it will be more effective. So we are going to use high intensity LED. The high intensity LED emit more light than normal LEDs, and it is easier to detect the light variation using them. So it becomes easier for detection of the light in case of high intensity LED. And as we know, this triangular portion is a cathode, and this flag, like only the smaller or vertical portion is anode connection, or otherwise also the longer pin is cathode and shorter pin, external shorter pin is anode. Okay. So in this way you can identify LED. Now, you are already aware of breadboard as shown in this figure. The breadboard is shown. Vertical lines are internally shorted, so you can have the two different rows. If you consider this way, two different columns. Okay. If you consider this is the horizontal axis, then these two are columns. So two different columns, we are connecting the two pins. So two pins are not connected because columns are different. Columns are shorted vertically in this way. So this pin is shorted with this wire, this other pin is shorted with this wire. So one anode will be connected with suppose color coding red, and cathode will be connected with color coding black. Generally we code the wires as VCC red and ground is black. Black wire is for ground. Then these wires further used for according to the requirement. If requirement is that anode is to be connected to pin, then cathode will be connected to ground. Or if the requirement is that cathode is connected to pin, then anode will be connected to VCC. Okay. The first case, anode is getting VCC from pin, then cathode is connected to ground. In second case, if anode is getting ground from pin, then cathode is getting ground from pin, then anode is connected to VCC. Always anode is connected to VCC, cathode is connected to ground. So if cathode is connected to pin, pin will provide ground. If anode is connected to pin, pin will provide VCC. In this way, pin we can configure for providing high or low, for providing 5 volt or 0 volt analog, isn't it? So providing analog voltage or ground. So 2.5 analog voltage or 0 volt, 3.5 analog voltage or 0 volt, in this way. So either it will provide the voltage or it will provide the ground. So pin can be flexibly used. So we can connect flexibly anode as well as cathode to the pin. LED anode and LED cathode can be connected to the pin. This is the main gist we can say from this. Conclusion is what? You can connect the LED cathode as well as LED anode. So this is the connection of LED in case of digital writing also, or digital signals also, and in case of analog signals also, we have seen. So now we have completed the LED connections in both in case of digital as well as analog. In previous lectures we have considered only digital, now we have considered analog also. In analog also the same connection is there, LED and current limiting resistors, only we are using analog pins. Same configurations are there, either cathode connection or anode connection, isn't it? Only difference is if you are using digital pins and digital requirement, only blinking, then we use the digital commands, instructions, and if we require the analog operation of the LED, that is fading, intensity variation, then we connect it to analog pins and use the analog instructions or analog commands, and that is the analog read, analog write is there. Okay, analog write can be used. So this is the LED analog operation. or analog operation of LED. Okay, analog operation of LED. Right. Then, what is fading and what is the program for fading, that we'll check. Just uh, have this program. Okay. Here written pin, it is a comment is there, pin 10, 11, 10, 9, 6, 5, 3 can be used as the analog output. Is it correct? It is correct. PWM is there on this pin. So only PWM pins are used. Pin number 10, pin number 11, 10, 9, 6, 5, 3 can be used for analog output. These are PWM pins. PWM pins are 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So these pins are used for analog output. Then the program is there, white setup is there, setup curly brace opening is there, setup curly brace closing is there. In between the setup commands are there. And we can set the pin mode of suppose 11. 11 number pin if you consider for analog output, then for pin mode for 11 is output pin. So 11 pin will work as output pin. So pin mode 11 comma output. So this comment is there, double slash. This specify Arduino pin number and output or input mode. In setup, this specify Arduino pin number and input or output mode, that is direction. Either it will be input or output. It will be output. So it is output now. So pin number 11 is output. So pin number 11 can be used for LED driving, connecting LED. So this is setup. Curly brace opening, curly brace closing is there for setup. Within that we can write the setup instructions. Then there is a while loop. This is a curly bar bracket brace opening for the while loop, and this is curly brace closing for the while loop. So these are the two curly braces for the while loop. So that these are the instructions we can write within those curly braces, and these instructions will run or execute forever unless and until we switch off the power supply of the Arduino board. Once the program is uploaded, after compiling, it is uploaded to the Arduino board memory. Then Arduino board memory executes the setup only once, and then loop it executes continuously, super loop. And once if you reset the board, then again it will start from beginning. That is, it executes the setup once and again loop for next infinite time. So either we can reset the board or we can remove the power supply of the board, disconnect the power supply of the board. We reset the board or we disconnect power supply of the board unless and until till then the loop continues its execution. Both cases, reset or removal of power supply, loop continuously executes. So loop will have all these instructions. So there are total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 instructions continuously go on running, go on executing. That is, first instruction executes, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th instruction. Again it goes to first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again it will go after 12 to first instruction in the loop, second instruction in the loop, third instruction in the loop, and so on. It continues. Okay, it continues. So there is analog write. There is analog write. W capital is there in the analog write. Okay, analog write is there. W is capital. It is using pin number 11. Pin mode we have defined pin number 11 as output pin, isn't it? So pin number 11 which is defined is used. Analog write 11 comma 255. A number is there. Analog write, some number is there, and this number is the code for the equivalent analog value. because 11 number is a PWM pin and we are writing the PWM output, that is analog write is the analog output, PWM output. That's why on pin number 11, if 255 is written, then the equivalent PWM will be generated for 255. The equivalent PWM will be duty cycle 100%. Duty cycle 100% means what? On period 100%, off period 0%. Off is not there. Off is not there. So continuous on will be there. So it is sending the analog output to 55. Analog output for equivalent to 255. So it is PWM with 100% duty cycle, because 255 is the 100, equivalent to 100% duty cycle. If 100% duty cycle is there, no off period is there, continuous 5 volt will be provided. That means 5 volt is provided. So that means it is analog 5 volt. Analog 5 volt. Analog write 11 255 means on pin number 11 it is analog 5 volt. Simple. Then delay will be there for 500 millisecond. Delay 500 ब्रॅकेट मध्ये 500 दिले, सेमिकोलॉन दिले, याचा अर्थ इट वेट फॉर हाफ सेकंड. हाफ सेकंड. Delay 500 means 500 millisecond. 500 millisecond means half second. Correct. Delay 500 millisecond means it wait for half second. Delay is the function. That function is having its argument passing in the bracket, round bracket. Okay. And that argument is 500. Analog value 500. Okay, argument is 500. In delay, the argument is 500. Okay, argument passing. Argument passing is 500. This 500 means whatever number you pass as argument into delay function, that many milliseconds it will halt. In case of delay function is defined such that whatever the number we are passing in as argument, that those many milliseconds waiting will be there. So delay 500 means 500 millisecond waiting is there. 500 millisecond is nothing but half second. 500 millisecond means 0.5 second. Correct. So it waits for half second. So analog write 11, 255 will give 5 volt analog, and delay will halt or wait for half second. So till half second it gives 5 volt. So combination of these two instruction is there. Combination of these two. First it writes on the pin 5 volt, and then there will be 5.5 millisecond 0.5 second delay. So till 0.5 second time the 5 volt will be continuously available on pin number 11. Correct. Then after half second delay we again go for next instruction execution. Analog write is there. On pin number 11 we are writing analog. Again on pin number 11 we are writing analog 200. That means previous 255 will be removed, erased, and now it will be 200 written. So 200, whatever equivalent analog output will be there. How to find what is the equivalent? Multiply 51. We have seen it, na? We have seen it. How 51 comes? It is simple. For 255 it is 5 volt. So for 200 it is how much? 200 upon 255 multiplied by 5 volt. In this way you can calculate. So it will come as whatever voltage. You can calculate it. किती येता है? It is not multiplied by 51. So 200 into 5 divided by 256, 255. It is 3.9 volt, 3.92 volts analog. Okay, 3.92 volts analog. So for 200, it is giving 3.9 volt, 92 volt. Okay, sending the analog output 200, and it will be delay 500 milliseconds. So it will wait for half second. So first half second it is giving 5 volt. Next half second it will give 3.92 volt. Then there is analog write 11 150. Analog write 11 150. What it will do? Analog write 11 150. Again, remember, observe it carefully. ANALOGWRITE. Continuous word is there, and in that word all the letters are small, only W is capital. So this is the correct instruction. Analog write 11 number pin, 150 is the analog value. Okay, same pin we are writing 11 number, 150 is the analog code, which gives how much value? 150 divided by 255 multiplied by 5. It is giving 2.49 volts. So previously it was giving 5 volt, then it is giving 2.39 volt, 32 volt, and it is now giving how much? 2.150 divided by 255 multiplied by 5, it is 2.94 volt. So 5 volt, then 4 point, or how much it is? We'll calculate it again. 200 divided by 255 multiplied by 5, 3.92. It is 3.92 volt, and now it is giving 150 is giving 150 divided by 255 multiplied by 5, it is 2.94 volt. So it is giving 2.94 volt. Okay, it is giving 2.94 volt. Correct? So for 255 it is giving 5 volt, for 200 it is giving 3.92 volt, for 150 it is giving 2.94 volt. Again it will wait, delay 500 millisecond it will wait. 500 millisecond is nothing but half second. So for half second it will wait. Okay, delay is half second every time. Okay, delay is every time half second. Then again after waiting half second, that means giving output of 2.94 volt, it will again write, analog write 11 number pin, again same pin, 100. So for 100 we can have 100 divided by 255 multiplied by 5, 1.96. Okay, it is 1.96 volt. For 100 it is generating 1.96 volt on 11 number pin. Pin is same, 11 number pin. Now it is giving analogous to 100 number or equivalent to 100 number, it is giving 196 volt. analog. It is equivalent to 196 volt analog. It is giving actually what? It is giving pulse width modulated waveform, square wave with different duty cycle. Square wave with different duty cycle. Isn't it? We have seen the PWM lecture, previous 2 lectures, 3 lectures you refer. We have detailed discussed the PWM with that. If you are not understanding the PWM now, go to previous 2, 3 lectures. Very detailed discussion we are having on PWM, how PWM works, isn't it? In case of Arduino also, in general also. How to calculate the duty cycle and how the duty cycle will generate the equivalent analog voltage. We have discussed it. So it is giving the pulse width modulated output with 100 upon 255% multiplied by 100% duty cycle. For 100 number, what is the duty cycle? It is 39% duty cycle. That means 39% it will be on, 61% it will be off, out of 100% on plus off. That is the meaning. Okay, 39% for 100 number. And according to all the numbers you can calculate. Suppose for 150 how much? Okay, for 150 how much? 150 into 100, 150 into 100. So I will totally write. Okay, 150. Okay, 150 divided by 255 multiplied by 100%. So 58.8% it is on. For 150, 58.8% it is on. So how much it is off? 51.2% off out of total. Okay. So analog write 11 number pin, 100 is there, and that is writing 1.96 volt on the pin number 11, and it is giving delay 500. So it waits for half second. 500 millisecond is half second. Okay. And after waiting for half second, it goes to next instruction, analog write 11 number pin and 50. Analog write 11 number pin and 50. And for 50 we can calculate 50 divided by 255 multiplied by 5, 0.98 volts. It is less than 1 volt, isn't it? It is less than 1 volt. How to calculate it? 50 divided by maximum range 255 multiplied by maximum range of analog voltage 5 volt. So it is 0.98 volt. 0.98 volt. So for 50 is it is 0.98 volts. Okay. So it is sending the analog output with PWM, isn't it? With PWM having the duty cycle equal to 19.6%. Duty cycle is 19.6%. That means out of 100% total time period, 19.6% it is on, and remaining 80.4% it is off. This is the duty cycle. Okay. So PWM is having 19.6% on period. So for 50 number is outputted, it gives 0.98 voltage. 0.98 voltage analog, how it is obtained? With the PWM having 19% duty cycle, isn't it? 19% duty cycle. Okay. So this is the duty cycle, 19%. Okay. So analog write 1150 is sending analog output 50, that is it is generating analog voltage 0.98 volt. Again there is a delay of 500 millisecond, it waits for half second. Okay, it waits for half second again, and then after waiting for half second it writes analog write 11 zero number, and zero number it sends the analog output 0. So 0 number it will be 0 volt, 0.0 volt. Okay, 0.0 volt. Again it wait delay 500, it wait for half second. Half second means 500 millisecond. Delay 500 millisecond. Half second it will wait. And after waiting half second, it again goes to first instruction. After this delay, again it goes to first instruction, analog write. Because it is while loop, it is loop, super loop, it is continuously executing unless and until two things: we reset the button, reset the board, or we remove the power supply. Till then, it continuously go on operating, go on executing all the instructions. You understood? So this is the loop, while loop. While loop, whatever the instruction under while loop are there, they are continuously operating sequentially. From first instruction to last instruction. After last instruction, again it goes to first instruction. Again it executes from first instruction to last instruction. After last instruction, it again goes to first instruction, and it is continuous. Two things are there to stop that. Either we have to reset the board, there is a reset pin, reset button is there on the board. We have seen whenever we are in first chapter, we were introducing the discussing the introduction of the board, there was a reset button. You can go for the first unit lectures and you will find the details of the board. All the Arduino board, Raspberry Pi board details are there in the first unit. Okay, in first unit, Arduino board, Raspberry Pi board details are there, we have discussed. So you can go for the first unit to understand where is the reset button. So unless and until two things are there, either we reset the board or we remove the power supply. This continues from first instruction to last instruction. It goes on sequentially, goes on executing, and again from last instruction is goes to first instruction, and again sequentially goes on in executing. So first instruction, second, third, fourth, up to last instruction, again from last to first. So this is the execution. So according to this, how it executes, it analog write 11 to 55. That means it sends 5 volt, wait for half second. It sends 3.92 volt, waits for half second. It sends 2.94 volt, again wait for half second. It sends 1.96 volt, again wait for half second. It sends 0.98 volt, again wait for half second. It sends 0 volt, again wait for half second. So totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of the analog voltage it is sending, and each time it is waiting for half second. Okay, so 5 volt will be remaining continuously half second, then 3.9 volt is sent, it remain, the pin will hold the 3.92 volt continuous up to half second. Again the 2.94 volt is sent. Now that pin is holding 2.94 volt for next half second continuously. Again 1.96 volt is sent. 1.96 volt will be held by that pin continuously for half second. Again 0.98 volt is set. It holds the 0.98 volt continuously for half second. Again 0 volt is set. So it holds the 0 volt continuously for half second, 500 millisecond, 0 volt. Then again 5 volt is set. From last delay 500, again it goes to analog write 11, 255, first instruction. So after 0 volt is sent and it remains continuously for 5.5 second, half second, it goes to 5 volt. The pin goes to 5 volt, or pin generates or connects the 5 volt. This 5 volt will remain continuously half second. Then 3.9 volt continuously half second. Then 2.94 volt continuously half second. Then 1.96 volt continuously half second. Then 0.98 volt continuously half second. Then 0.0 volt continuously half second. Then again 5 volt continuously half second. Then 3.92 volt continuously half second. Then 2.94 volt continuously half second. Then 1.96 volt continuously half second. Then 0.98 volt continuously half second. Then 0.0 volt continuously half volt. After 0.0 volt, again 5 volt continuously. So visualize how the waveform will be. Why I am telling all this? So ultimately how the waveform will be generated? 5 volt half second, 3.9 volt half second, 2.94 volt half second, 1.96 volt half second, 0.98 volt half second, 0 volt half second. From 0 volt again 5 volt half second, 3.9 volt half second, 2.94 volt half second, 1.96 volt half second, 0.98 volt half second, 0 volt half second. Again 5 volt, 5 volt half second, 3.94 volt half second, 2.94 volt half second, 2.96 volt half second, 2.98 volt half second, 0 volt half second. Please remember, this will generate the waveform as shown. Isn't it? This will generate the waveform as shown. 5 volt half second, then 3.9 volt half second, then 2.94 volt half second, then 1.96 volt half second, then 98 volt it is hold half second, then 0 volt it is hold half second. From 0 it will shift to 5 volt. It will remain half second, 3.94 half second, 2.94 half second, 1.96 half second, 0.98 half second, 0 volt half second. From 0 it will go to 5 volt half second, 3.9, 2.98, 1.96, 0.98, 0, and it continues. This staircase like waveform, we can say it is a triangular waveform. It is a triangular waveform, na? It continues. Step like triangular waveform. It continues. How much time it continue? It continues infinitesimally long time. This waveform continues infinitesimally long time, or we can say infinite time, not infinitesimally. It continues infinite time because loop is a super loop. Loop continues to execute for infinite time unless and until we reset the board or we remove the power supply from the board. If we reset the board, the program starts from again first setup. Once the setup is executed and then goes to loop, again infinite times loop goes on executing. Infinite times loop goes on executing. Once the reset button is pressed, the board is resetted. It executes setup once and loop infinite times. Again till next reset is pressed. Or if you remove the power supply, board will stop working. If you connect the power supply, board will start from setup, execution once and loop execution infinite times. Remove the power supply, board will stop working. If you connect the power supply, it executes the setup once and loop will be infinite times. It like this. Either you disconnect the power supply or reset button is pressed. In both the cases, setup will executed once and loop will executed infinite time. Okay, so in this way it will work. So this is the use of reset button. Instead of disconnecting board from the Instead of disconnecting the board from the power supply, what we are using? Reset button. Instead of turning off the power supply, we can use the reset button to start the program again from setup, isn't it? So setup is executed and again loop is executed infinite times. How it is possible? It is possible unless and until we do not change the memory content. Once you have compiled the program, uploaded the program into the flash memory of Arduino, the program will remain as it is. Once compiled and uploaded the program, it will remain as it is. Then that board can be connected power supply, disconnected power supply, connected power supply, disconnected power supply. Power supply is connected, it will execute the setup and infinite times loop. Power supply disconnects, again it stops. Again power supply connected, it executes one setup and infinite times loop. Or power supply is connected and reset is pressed, it will execute the setup once and infinite times loop. Again reset is placed, power supply is connected, reset is pressed. It executes once the setup and infinite times loop. How? Because program is in the flash memory. We are not compiled and uploaded any other program. Unless and until we compile and upload the different program, the same program will work. Okay, this is also important. As the reset pin operation is important, as the infinite loop execution is important to know, one more thing we should know, and that thing is, unless and until we compile new program and upload new program, the compiled and uploaded previous program will work into the memory of the Arduino board. Correct? Unless and until we compile new program and upload new program, the old program, whatever program we have uploaded previously, will continue to work, provided we have connected the power supply. Correct? And this is the waveform for the analog outputting for 255, 200, 150, then 100, 50 and 0. 255, 200, 150, 100, 50, 0. Again 255 outputted, 200 outputted, 150 outputted, then 100 outputted, 50 outputted, 0 outputted. Likewise 255, 200, 150, 100, 50, 0. This gives 5 volt, 3.92, 2.94, okay, 1.96, 0.98, 0 analog voltage. Okay, so we have seen the Arduino analog output LED program. Okay, thank you. Be at home, be healthy, be safe. We'll stop the open source software and hardware and we'll continue this same link for embedded systems lecture. Thank you.